Alright, good morning, afternoon, or evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to be covering another ship that was requested in the comments. Today, we're going to be covering the Buffalo. The reason we're covering the Buffalo is it actually recently got buffed. Slightly. Actually, let me see if I can show you here what the buffs are. So, here's the buff. If we just look at this section only. So, we have main battery reload time buff. 1 second reload. We've got the stock range buffed by 0.3 kilometers, whatever. We got the researchable buffed by 0.2 kilometers. I think that's whatever. I don't think these ones are too big of a change. I mean, they're cool. But more importantly, the rudder got buffed for the stock hull and the upgraded hull. The rudder now sits at 8.4 seconds with the upgraded hull. And, of course, the reload's 10 seconds. And we got a slight range increase, which is pretty nice, of course. Buffalo's a ship I never really play normally. I don't know, I just don't play it. I have a captain on it though for some reason. Normally I just decide to go for the Tulsa instead. I have a few videos featuring the Tulsa. I think the Tulsa is a wonderful ship. But let's cover the Buffalo today. Tech Trials, guys. If you want to see another ship covered in this Tech Trials or Fresh Look series where I cover premium ships or texture ships, let me know in the comments below. I will try my best to cover another one. I know someone requested... I'm not sure if I'm gonna cover it though. I think it's the Van Spike. I think I have do I have a video on Van Spike is the question. No, I don't. So I might actually cover it in a future video or Fresh Look, since I've actually never covered that ship apparently. But yeah, if you want to see a video on Van Spike, let me know. Or any other ship, just let me know in the comments. Make sure it's a ship that I haven't already covered yet if possible, because most of the time my opinions doesn't really change unless the ship got buffed or left or something has changed. But let's cover Buffalo here, starting with the armor layout. We have 27mm armor everywhere, making it very easy to showcase here in port. It sits quite high above the water, as you can see. And if we take a look at the citadel, there it is. Quite easy to hit, so you have to be really careful. And of course, pennable by battleships and cruisers, so you do have to be really careful, especially when you're full broadside. Even showing slight angle, you can get cheeked, so do be careful. For my commander build, I'm just going to be running a standard Des Moines captain. I'm going to be running grease the gears, gun feeder, priority target, superintendent, survivability expert, concealment expert, adrenaline rush, and top grade gunner. For equipment, I'm running reload mod, concealment system mod 1, prop mod 1, aiming system mod 1, surveillance radar mod 1, and main armaments mod 1. I'm going to be using the hydro and the radar. I don't recommend you take fighter or spotter at all. You could take DFA if you really want, but I prefer the hydro myself. But that's kind of, I guess, personal preference, right? Then for exterior camouflage, I do not have the perma camo. I have a space camo. But let's take a look at the normal perma camo. This is what it looks like. This is an oldie style perma camo where Wargaming actually used to design nice perma camos instead of single tone perma camos like they do nowadays. But the alternate also looks pretty nice indeed. And we also have, I'm going to just show it to you. Oh, what? It should show, but it's not showing. There you go. The space camouflage on Buffalo. I think this one looks alright. It does make space noises and stuff. I don't actually own the normal perma camo for Buffalo, but this is a fun hint for you guys if you don't want to have to buy another camo with the balloons and you already have like a premium camo you get from an event. If you want to just turn it off, you can turn off space or decorative. You turn off all of those and you can just have the historic perma camo on that ship in particular. For ship characteristics, I'll cover them right now. If you guys want to skip straight to gameplay, I'll keep the video chaptered for you guys, so you can just skip straight to the gameplay. For survivability, we have 51,840 HP, 4% torpedo protection damage reduction. With our new buff here, as you can see, we have 15.8 kilometer range, and we have 8.8 second reload with reload mode, so that's pretty good. I think the reload's actually pretty good now, but let's try it out. I still haven't played Buffalo since they buffed it at all. So this is going to be my first game in it. And of course, live commentary. Maneuverability, 34.7 knots, 800 turning circle radius, and 8.4 second rudder shift time. A 3-second buff on that rudder shift time. That should be pretty good. I think the rudder shift should be pretty decent now. It's actually faster than Seattle rudder shift, which is pretty interesting. Can't wait to try it out. It's actually also faster than Tulsa rudder shift, which is also pretty interesting. its concealment is 10.7. And of course, you do get the full 10-kilometer range radar, unlike Tulsa, who gets 9. The Buffalo gets 10. But I think we should go into the game in the Buffalo. Alright, guys, here we are in the game in the Buffalo with a CV game. But yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying the more regular uploads. I uploaded like 5 times this week, including this video, of course. So let me know what you think of that. I mean, I hope you're enjoying the content a bit. And of course, if you have any feedback or anything I can add into the videos that maybe I'm not covering, do let me know in the comments. I do believe I'm covering most things that need to be covered. But if there's something in particular, you can always just ask in the comments. And I try my best to reply to comments who have real questions and stuff. So just let me know. But yeah, if you have any feedback, do let me know. So we're going to spawn on this side. We're spawned on Seaside. So we're actually going to play Seaside. I know there's a lot of people who, when wargaming decides to spawn them on a particular cap such as A or C, they get really mad because they hate wargaming. And they're like, I don't want to play where wargaming spawned me because I'm anti-wargaming. Because they're anti-establishment for some reason. And you know, wargaming is the establishment. They're the game creator, of course. And they're anti-establishment. So they decide, for example, like our Nagato player here. You spawn in on a C-cap, you're like, no, I'm anti-wargaming. So I decide to leave the flank instantly, you know? So, honestly, I'm not going to do that. Normally, I decide to go on the flank wargaming spawn me on. Sometimes wargaming spawn me on B, guys. And in that regard, I get to choose. I don't really normally go B most of the time because that, you know, especially in a Buffalo on Islands of Ice, you're going to get crossfired. You're going to get shot at. It's going to be pretty dangerous. But when you spawn on a flank, I think you should probably stay on the flank. You shouldn't instantly leave. And of course, our Nagato isn't instantly leaving. I was just using him as an example because he's pointed in the other direction. But he's not actually leaving, so don't panic. It was just an example. But yeah, that's what I mean. So there's a lot of players, maybe you included, that spawn on a flank and instantly leave. I wouldn't recommend you guys do that all too much. You know. I think it's better, you know, maybe you try the flank. If it doesn't work, you just leave, you know, whatever. Like, for example, I'm not going to 100% stay on this flank, you know.
I need intelligence data.
Unfortunately, the Shamanto's going to go dark exactly when he was game returning. Unfortunately. There he is. Similar concealment to me, apparently. It doesn't have concealment or something, honestly. Oh. 7.4k. The reload's pretty good, but I am full broadside to a jump bar, but he missed, luckily. Luckily, it looked like he wasn't locked on. We got that 11k salvo there because of our quick reload. Got to shoot him before he fully angled out. I don't think we'll be able to kill him here, but as long as we damage him enough, I think it should be okay, especially since I have a heal, he does not. We can actually legally take these trades on him. But the jump bar is going to create an issue for us. I do believe we should actually gain some distance here away. Because realistically, it is a 2v1. I mean, my Nagato is a non-influence at this point. He's behind the rock. Not because of his fault or anything. It's just he's not in the game. So we need to acknowledge that. And we need to be respectable of the enemy battleship here. Because he is still in the fight. I'm gonna try stay dark for a second, or at least try angle. Jump bar shoots very fast, unfortunately. It looks to be, I don't know, let's check. 22 seconds. There are torps here. These are Shamanto torps though, so I think we're gonna be okay. Of course we can dodge them here, because we have Hydro. Hydro only 19 more seconds. The Shamanto does hurt us a lot. It's actually probably hurting me more than the jump bar at this point, because he's just petting me for free. I believe, okay, so we're covered in 27mm armor, which means jump bar guns won't be able to overmatch us anywhere, which is very nice. Not having any 25mm armor. That would mean in an engagement straight up, we should be able to beat this guy. Yeah, the problem arises when he actually loads HE, funnily enough, because now he's going to be able to pen me literally everywhere and get 8,000 damage in a fire. A bit unfortunate for me. Not a bit, quite unfortunate for me. But it's okay. We'll take this slow. If we get damaged too hard, we'll attempt to go dark. But if he loads HE and sets a fire, I'm not going to be able to go dark. Our reload's down to 7.7. If we were actually closer, we would have an even better reload because of top grade gunner. The instant I get lit on fire, I hope I can DCP it basically. I just hope he doesn't set me on fire instantly here. Because I just want to go dark. I don't want to play too risky. We are winning the game. So we don't really need to panic too much about damage. Remember, this is going to be a live commentary game. So the jump bar is actually playing pretty well loading HE, by the way. Don't make fun of him, guys. Because seriously, he doesn't overmatch me anywhere. I just want to mention this. I mentioned it in the Kronstadt video as well. If you're shooting an angled ship that you don't overmatch at all, there's no point in using AP. Well, maybe a battleship a bit, superstructure damage. But he's doing quite a lot with HE, so you can't really blame the guy for playing poorly. He's not playing poorly at all. He's kind of smashing me. The only problem he is doing right now is ignoring this Gajamada, who's 2 kilometers away from him, realistically. And shooting Buffalo, who's 50 kilometers away. I would say that's a bit of a mistake. But that's okay. What I was saying is we're kind of winning the game, so we don't have to be concerned too much. Oh, he loaded AP. Uh-oh. We're okay. And something else I want to mention, of course, I mention this every video. I don't handpick my games in these types of videos. I just pick the first game I get. Because I want to give you a realistic example, you know. If I play 10 games in Buffalo and I just feature a 200,000 damage game, 300,000 damage game, which I won't get 300,000 damage, but let's say, for example, you know, I feature that game and I'm like, wow, Buffalo's intense now, it's amazing. You know, it's better I just play one game, play it naturally, explain what I'm doing, explain why I'm playing in this position, explain everything. And, you know, it's better, I feel like, for a lot of newer players than just showing you, like, a crazy 200k game. And it's like, whoa, this ship's intense now. And then you go play it and you're like, what do I do? And you're like, I don't know what to do. And, oh, I can't get 200k. The ship sucks. You know, 100k damage here, not too bad. I'm going to actually wait a bit here. I'm going to heal, turn around in circles. And you guys are probably going to ask, why? I don't want to play too aggressive. Remember, it is 1v3 here. There is the Nagato, but he's 1k. He's going to die. It's 1v3 here. I don't have to do anything. Our team is winning A. If they keep winning A, we're going to be okay. I could move towards the B direction, but I actually want to kind of sit here. So then when the enemy ships decide to start moving towards B, I get a crossfire later. And honestly, I don't need to go B because we have a lot of ships on B. So I can just sit here pre-kited. Now, I know maybe some of you guys are like, oh, this seems like you're doing nothing here on this position and stuff. But when the jump bar Gunais now start pushing up and they start moving towards B, because they're going to need to go towards B because they're going to defend against my team. They don't know I'm just going to sit here, right? And we outspot them, so we're going to see them. But when they start moving towards B, we can load AP and get some good heavy AP damage. This has American AP, so we have improved angles, and so it's pretty good. We just have to be patient. Now, I know some of you guys don't like being patient in WoWs or anywhere. But we gotta be patient, guys. It sucks, but it is what it is. Plus, we're gonna hopefully keep these battleships spotted for our team. So they kind of have information the entire game on what the enemy battleships are doing. Which is important, regardless, I think. I think sometimes the spotting is undervalued. Even when they're not able to shoot it. Because at least we know where the battleships are. They're not gonna randomly pop up somewhere in B. We know they're on the 10 line for sure. So our team can actually, you know, angle to them or whatever they need to do. We're going to start opening up here straight away. Because I feel confident enough to open water these ships. Especially if they're going to use AP on me. Because, like I said, they don't damage me with AP. Well, they do on my superstructure. And if they get lucky, maybe they get a pen on my rear section where it's a bit flat, you know. But otherwise, I mean, the Jambar is smart enough to switch back to HE. He's reload boosting. He's going a bit crazy on it. He doesn't like me at all. I will probably die here. I could go dark. I have to say I could go dark, guys. But I'm going to play a bit greedy, you know. We're winning the game. You know, I feel like I want to get this fire on the Jambar. You know, you could say this is a misplay. Regardless, I want some fires. I want some extra damage. In a real game where you're close to losing, I don't recommend you do this at all, obviously, because you need to stay alive. It's always better to stay alive than killing yourself and just saying, oh, my team sucks, noob, no support. Like, no, just try stay alive. In a situation like this, what's the point of killing yourself, you know, if you're losing, you know? Unless you're losing really hard and you just want some extra damage, you know what I mean? But don't try to make ego plays in random battles. No one cares, you know? We've got Arsonist on the jump bar. He's not too happy. And now we get a friggin' Eisen out of farm. Like I said, the AP against me will do nothing. And the rudder shift, honestly, is really comfortable, to be honest. It makes the ship easier to angle in and outwards. Makes it better. Especially against these battleships. This was kind of a good example of where our angle would be really important. We're able to use all our guns and then re-angle very fast. So quite a welcome buff to the Buffalo. Buffalo got buffed. Think about that. Buff is literally in its name. The reload's also very nice, I must say. 8.8 seconds stock is very nice. And remember, we have top grade gunners, so if you find a destroyer close range to you, your reload's gonna become incredible. Okay? Probably 6 seconds, similar to Des Moines, except you have 12 guns. Unfortunately, our kill got stolen there on the Gneisenau now. But I don't really mind. We take the one kill, 152k damage. Pretty nice game, to be honest, but I don't think anything else is gonna happen in this game. So I think we should just skip the score, so I don't bore you guys to death of just me talking for another 5 minutes straight of me sailing around. But yeah, I'll see you at the score screen. Alright, so we ended up doing 152,956 damage, 252 shell hits, 4 incaps, 1 kill, 11 fires and 1 citadel, 3 defendeds and 2 spotted ribbons, and we got a nice little arsonist there. Team score, we ended up getting 2nd place on our team. I'm actually going to compliment my Gajamada and my Nagato for helping me on the flank. I know maybe they scored bottom of the scoreboard or close to the bottom there, guys. But they were on my flank and kind of needed help. And, you know, the Gaja still got some torps, blew some DCPs on the jump bar. Even if he didn't play maybe to the best level, you know, at least he helped me out in regards of the flank. So that was nice. Jump bar, 96k damage on him. Shimanto, 23k damage. Gneisenau, 24k damage. Most of our damage came from HE. Of course, we're shooting angle targets, some AP damage. We did 78,000 received. Not too bad, I guess. Whatever. And here's our credits and XP. I believe that is without any boosters at all. But I do have the bonus package on the ship. Anyway. For my commander build, once again, guys, grease the gears, gun feeder, priority target, superintendent, survivability expert, adrenaline rush, concealment expert, and top grade gunner. For my equipment, guys, main battery mod 3, concealment system mod 1, prop mod 1, aiming system mod 1, surveillance radar mod 1, and main armaments mod 1. And that was the Buffalo. I don't know how my statistics are in a Buffalo. I haven't really played it much. To be honest. So they could be pretty bad, they could be good. I actually don't know. I don't think I've played it at all in the past. But in terms of the buff, how is it? I think the rudder buff is quite good. I think that can be really fun. I think the reload buff is comfortable, of course, and the range buff is definitely welcome. So honestly, pretty good buff overall for the Buffalo there. I'm pretty happy. We have 10 games in the Buffalo, 60% win rate, so not too good, but that's okay, it's only 10 games. And 110k average damage, so there you go. But otherwise, what do I think of the Buffalo? Oh, first of all, where is it available? It's in the tech tree, guys. If you go into the Americans, here USA, we go down into the cruisers, which is the middle part, and we go to the heavy cruiser line, the Des Moines line. It's the tier 9 for that line, of course. If you want me to cover another ship, maybe a potential Baltimore video in the future, let me know. I would totally be down to cover a Baltimore in a future video. But any ship you guys request. But what do I think of the Buffalo? I think it's pretty good overall. I mean, it's definitely a playable ship. The buffs are definitely welcome. From me, at least. I think they're awesome. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to say, to be honest. I think it's a pretty decent ship. It can be fun to grind for the Des Moines. Des Moines is also a wonderful ship. I think Baltimore is also a wonderful ship. So, pretty good line overall. But yeah, that's the Buffalo. I hope to see you in the next video, guys. Let me know what you thought of this video. What do you think of Buffalo? Do you have it? What do you think of the change? Whatever. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you did enjoy the video, guys, I would greatly appreciate a comment or a like or a subscription to the channel, because it all helps out the algorithm to get the video featured and more people can watch the video and get informed on, for example, the buffalo or my channel in general, you know, whatever. That's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Big fan.